happens in this game, this city remembers forever. Massive moments throughout, and Xavier has owned it recently. Winners of 5 of 7 against Cincinnati. Xavier has played 5 games already. The Bearcats 1-0 after a win on Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. Dan, Jason along with you. We've done this rivalry before, Dockage, and we just love it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And you see right there, the Williams kid's a senior. He's been in this. This is a game where there is true angst between the teams. This isn't made up. This is true. They 2.7 miles apart. They don't like each other as the game unfolds. They may like each other socially, but they never like each other. I just wish there was a monster crowd to eat this thing up even more, Jason.
Well, you know, everybody in the city's watching this thing. There are cutouts, and if cutouts could argue, they would in this game.
They would.
So off we go. Chris Vogt, Zach Fremantle to tip it up, and it's Cincinnati basketball first, a team that shared the American Athletic Conference title last year in the first season under head coach John Brannon.
Yeah, got off to a tough start, but we talked to Coach Brannon yesterday, and you see right there, Williams to the rim. And he said, look, it was a tough start. The group of guys they had, Cumberland and all, were used to a certain way under Mick Cronin. They got their offense figured out, and they felt like they were ready to go. Best game was at the end of the year before the season got canceled, Jason.
Yeah, John Brannon told us they were playing their best defense in practice he had ever seen. As you see, Fremantle, who's been awesome for Xavier, and a whistle comes and a foul, but Zach Fremantle through 5 games has been outstanding. A sophomore out of Teaneck, New Jersey, at 17.5 points a game.
Talking to Coach Steele, we had a Zoom with him yesterday. He couldn't say enough nice things about him in terms of his toughness, his work ethic. You know, he's averaging 17.5 and 8, blocking some shots. Sophomore captain.
We saw him at the Peach Jam. He was scouting somebody else, and Fremantle caught his eye, and he's got the first bucket for Xavier.
That happens a lot. You all of a sudden see a 6'8", 6'9" kid that's just playing hard. Doesn't matter what his stats are. He's just a baller.
Hey, Keith Williams has all 5 for Cincinnati, Dan. He
played 7 minutes in the first 30 minutes the other night against Lipscomb. Came into the game, and I feel like when he got on the court, the 18-2 run started, which ignited Cincinnati to a win. He is a complete difference maker both ends for Cincinnati.
And on the other side, Paul Scruggs, who is much improved for Xavier this year, he has his first 2.
Yeah, Scruggs, a veteran, over 1,000 points. Played at Southport High School for a great high school coach in Kyle Simpson in Indianapolis, Indiana. I think he probably expected he would be in the NBA by now.
Yeah, his hope is that he can grow as this season goes on. He wants to get bigger. The NBA advice, there's a travel. The NBA advice was get to about 205 and play at that size. So he's trying to put on some weight, as you see Brandon over on the sideline, a really thoughtful guy who took over for Mick Cronin a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Northern Kentucky, was an assistant at Alabama under Anthony Grant. You know, I've known John a long time. He's a true basketball dude, man. Love talking hoops with John Brannon.
A pretty competitive guy, too, John Brannon, over on that sideline. Will tell you his story and what he and his family have been through later on in the telecast. But this is Jason Carter for Xavier. And now the transfer from Gardner-Webb, Nate Johnson against Williams off the fadeaway. He missed it.
You can see what Xavier's trying to do. Everybody with the ball, head down, attack.
And DeJulius on the sideline, a turnover for Cincinnati. Dan, you and I saw David DeJulius for a couple of years at Michigan. He's now the bona fide point guard for Cincinnati, as you see Travis Steele over on that Xavier sideline.
Well, Travis, when I became the interim head coach at Indiana, I elevated Travis to my old position. I've known Travis, and I'll tell you what, nobody, and I mean nobody, loves the nuances of basketball more than Travis. He came up as a manager. Then he came up as a video coordinator and assistant here at Xavier, and now he's the head man. He's doing a great job.
How was he as a manager?
Great. I mean, for me, he was the video coordinator at Indiana under Calvin Sampson, and we used to sit there with Calvin's son, Kellen, myself, watch film, talk ball, talk about their social life because they were young single guys. And then when they fired Sampson, I elevated him because I figured he needed more money. He could be an assistant coach instead of a film guy. But he's just a great dude, AAU coach. He's come up the hard way. He really has.
Your generosity is nonstop, once again.
It's unbelievable. It's incredible, really.
Here's DeJulius on a hard drive and a floater. He missed it in the rebound for Fremantle and Xavier. I love that you can hear coaches, people yelling, stop the ball on the sideline, and Scruggs goes down hard.
The first thing, Jason, and you know this, but the first thing people always say to us when they sit courtside is, man, I didn't know how many people talked. You see, here's Xavier again, just going to the rim. Every guy that catches it is putting their head down and attacking the backboard. You can see right from jump, that's Travis Steele's plan.
Yeah, this team was not a great shooting team last year. They hoped to be improved shooting-wise. They were just 31% or so, 282nd in Division I last year. But if you're going to get to the rim like this, you don't really have to shoot it all that well.
No, I'm guessing eventually you'll see Cincinnati maybe back off the ball handler in half court, not full court. They'll pick up and then force more jump shots, take away the basket, because they haven't done a very good job just yet.
Williams riding into the lane. 2 more for Keith Williams. He has all 7.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? Senior, rival game, 2.5 miles away. Let's go.
He and Fremantle are both key guys here. They were born in the Northeast. Williams in Brooklyn, Fremantle in New Jersey, but they love basketball, and that's what they share here in such a rivalry in Cincinnati. Scruggs wanted the 3 the whole time and clanged it off the rim.
Jason, exactly what I just told you. They backed off. They went under a few ball screens, taking away the basket, forcing a jump shot. You're going to see more of that by Cincinnati.
Williams starting to feel his oats there, wanted another shot as Scruggs hops through and draws a whistle. Oh, that was nasty.
Oh, was that sweet? A veteran move. You know, you mentioned getting stronger. That was a strong man's move. Defense is back, steps right around, chin on the rim, plays through contact.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's, home for the holidays, and Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com.
Dribble penetration, pulls up, Xavier wins the game!
This game's about to get emotional.
And now an altercation, punches are being thrown.
This is a rivalry game, which I expect from us. It's going to be a tough game every time we go out there and play UC. It's going to be physical, it's going to be an emotional game.
Oh, it's not always smiles and handshakes. In fact, sometimes there are no handshakes after the game. Cincinnati and Xavier, and one of those games, as the free throw was good coming out of the timeout from Scruggs, one of those games that people remember forever if there's a big moment, and sometimes even not in a big moment. Down low stuff for Chris Vogt.
We talked to Travis yesterday, Steele, and he said, man, everything kind of for Cincinnati goes around Chris Vogt. And he's able to pick up things like that. He is no joke when he gets ahead of steam and gets going to the basket. And Cincinnati will find it.
Well, Travis Steele, remember, he said he wants his team to be Rocky Balboa against the Drago that is Vogt down low. Inside, layup denied. Nicely done. Scruggs the lob inside, and a power dribble for 2 for Brian Griffin, the transfer.
Boy, was that good by Scruggs. Scruggs, kids out there, clip that off. Show Scruggs stopping at the elbow, waiting. And Griffin kept running, and Scruggs made a great pass to get it to him.
How about him waiting for that? As DeJulius has his first bucket, he eyed it the whole way and then put it on him right when he needed to.
Yeah, and that's what so many, if you get to the elbow, you stop and pull up, you make the play, or if you continue, you go get a layup. And that was a nice move by DeJulius. He just went to the basket, nobody stopped him.
Griffin wants this shot, got caught in midair, gave it away, and late in the shot clock, it's a 2 for Colby Jones, a freshman who Travis Steele loves.
How about this? Colby Jones was in quarantine, didn't practice. Here he is again out here. Watch this. He stops. See how he takes his time. He's eyeballing. He's eyeballing. He sees Griffin. Then he lays it out in front of him to allow the big guy Griffin to just take their time. And now this is what I'm talking about. Vaught is going to make himself available. His hands are above his elbows so that when he catches it, he just extends to the rim. He doesn't bring it down.
Why is that tough for big guys to do, Dan?
I've never been that big of a guy, so I don't know. But, I mean, it's not normal for you to walk with your hands above your elbows, right? Your esteemed partner, Bill Walton, did it better than anybody, I believe, in the history of basketball. He would run down the court with his hands above his elbows.
Did you ask me what's normal to walk like? That's not the best question. Here comes Xavier, up by 2. Kick to the corner, and that's good. Beautiful find to the corner. And the 3 for Kunkel, who's in his first game. He just got his waiver approved, the transfer from Belmont.
Think about this. Colby Jones hasn't practiced. He's got a bucket, and he made a great assist to a guy who has practiced but hasn't been eligible right there in Kunkel, the transfer from Belmont. Look at this. This is the first move. Boom, kick it, Kunkel. Leading scorer at Belmont last year, transfers over. Just coming into the game. That's terrific. Do you know how hard that is?
Well, I'm sure. What's the hardest part for a player?
The hardest part is to have your legs under you. You know, you're all excited. And you end up just, in Colby Jones's case, that dude just is a baller. You can come in the game like number 3 in black and make those plays that quickly. You are a straight baller.
Kunkel to find another 3 in the air. That's no good for Carter. And here comes Cincinnati, who's had something of a prolonged drought. A great find. Layup goes down for Tari Eason, the freshman.
I like Tari Eason, too. He came in the game against Lipscomb and influenced it immediately. Got a block, ran the floor, got a lob. Eason's going to be really good, the kid from Seattle. Played on a state championship team, Garfield High School, one of the best high schools in the country.
That's a long 2 and a wild one at that for Kiki Tandy for Xavier. Mike Saunders Jr., the freshman from Indy, has checked in for Cincinnati, along with Jeremiah Davenport, the sophomore, Mamadou Diarra, the junior, as well as John Brandon goes to his bench with Williams. Diarra off the drive, got 2.
Wow, Diarra redshirted. He came out and jacked up a 3, played only 7 minutes, and they think he has immense talent and a little bit on display there at 6'11".
You get the feeling again that this is going to be a final couple possession ball game. It usually is here, and we do get a whistle against Cincinnati and Davenport, who had his hand in the cookie jar. But look, there are 300 people in the arena. It feels like a lot more.
You want to see another good play? Slow down, slow down, Sanders, slow down, boom, find a cutter. How good is this guard play? It's great.
You're watching the American Conference on ESPN. And an outstanding game so far. Cincinnati and Xavier in a one-point affair. It's our first game of the year together. Dan Dockich got my Stuart Scott Booyah t-shirt on, v.org/Stuart. It's good to see your face again, Double B.
Well, it's always good to see your face. I wish we were in the building, but hey, we are where we are, and this is a great game so far, my man.
What do you like most about it to this point?
I like the fact that both teams are coming out striking. They're coming out punching. They're coming out attacking. There is no feeling out in this game. Both teams are aggressive. You see both offensively and defensively. This is a fantastic... The way they have gone at each other is exactly how teams should go at each other. Not backed off, not jacking up threes, attack the basket, get into each other defensively.
Down low off the wraparound pass. Xavier retakes the lead. And look, both teams have gotten to the basket. The shooting has not been great from three-point range, but there's two more for Carter.
Yeah, and, you know, Xavier has done a good job of attacking the rim, and so has Cincinnati. Now, one or the other is going to win this game by figuring their defense out and playing underneath and not allowing penetration into the lane. Right now, both teams have been very bad at it. It's pretty good. You see now, everybody's hustling. And Saunders gets out ahead of everybody for a layup, but that's the kind of basketball you're going to see. If you make a lazy pass into the post, it's going to get taken away, and that's exactly what happened on the last possession for Xavier.
Scruggs was off for a couple minutes. He is back on. He was denied near the rim. Johnson comes back up with it, and a long three is no good. It's a rebound for Williams in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's a win for Cincinnati. You want jump shots by a freshman just in his first game.
Playing through Vogt to Williams. Vogt got it right back and scored.
Boy, that was good defense, but Vogt just went to the basket and they just threw it up to him. He got against a smaller man because of the ball screen, but no, it's good defense by Xavier, but Vogt just better and bigger.
2 years at Northern Kentucky with Brannon, came to Cincinnati along with his coach. And now Fremantle unloads a three. That's no good. Williams another rebound.
Same thing, Jason. They kept the ball in front of them, forcing a three. That's a win every time it happens.
How about these guys moving without the ball, clearing the lane for Adams-Woods on the isolation?
Man, Adams-Woods scored 16 the other night. He was terrific down the stretch, and that's what he does. He went to his left hand there, and nobody came over to help.
And a foul against Xavier. Adams-Woods out of venerable Bishop Ludden in the Syracuse area before a year at the New Hampton school. Well, because it's venerable. It's a local powerhouse in Onondaga County.
Lake
you never been to a Ludden game?
Is Lake Onondaga cleaned up? We good there?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
They got Onondaga Lake Park over there. They do the lights. It's beautiful for Christmas.
See, the last couple possessions defensively, Cincinnati has forced three-point jump shots from Xavier. And that's the same thing going to have to happen here. You've got to keep your man in front of you.
Williams, front iron, and a rebound for Fremantle. Scruggs wants to go at all times. He wants to take you to the rim. Oh, behind the back, nifty. Got it for three, Fremantle.
All right, now that's a good three. You say, why? Well, Fremantle had his left leg forward, his right foot back, caught it square to the basket without any defense on him. That one you'll take.
Oh, the strip by Johnson, a very strong defensive guard who transferred from the Big South. He just ripped it away from Ivanauskas. Oh, Scruggs tunneling in and called for the travel. He is such a gamer, though. I mean, late in the game today, could be him.
This is a good shot. Watch, here comes a double. Double gets to the ball. Fremantle, now he's going to step back. See how his left foot forward, right foot steps in, and the defense doesn't even jump. That's a good three. But you can't take it when it's just a guy on you.
Hey, I love a guy who's responding to a crowd that's not even there. He turned to the crowd with three fingers up. There are only 300 people in the arena.
He shushed a non-existent crowd, baby. This is pretty good by DeJulius. You were starting to talk about DeJulius earlier, the transfer from Michigan. He got in Juwan Howard's lineup. I mean, he averaged about 7 a game last year and is a real leader. Again, talking to Coach Brandon, he says this guy's the leader of our team, and he's just got here.
And if you're wondering, with you saying that, why DeJulius came to Cincinnati, he said he wanted to be the place where he could play most freely, spiritually, mentally, be himself the most, and he felt like even though he was going to get playing time at Michigan, this was going to be home for him after a Zoom call with his family and with the coaching staff. Cincinnati vaulted to the top of his list.
Let me tell you what that's code for. You ready?
What's that?
They're going to give me the ball and let me play. He was going to have to split time. You know, Eli Brooks over at Michigan, but they gave him the ball here.
I'll challenge you and say there are other places he could have gotten the ball too. There were other transfer options.
Maybe.
You don't think so?
Well,
pretty.
7:53.
Here's Scruggs for Fremantle. He knew it was off, and the rebound for DeJulius.
Because he saw Vaught come at him. That time, Vaught influenced the shot.
And
that's a bad play by DeJulius. I'm sorry, that's a bad play by DeJulius. You do not give him the basketball out there and expect the big guy not to travel. Point guard handles that.
Thanks for cracking the code on Tuesday night. Luka Garza, Garrison Brooks. Luka Garza might be the best player in the country.
I think he is the best player in the country. He's certainly the most effective player in the country. Every night he's going to drop 20 and get 10 boards minimum. He's capable of getting 40 on you. Garrison Brooks, tremendous. I don't love North Carolina's perimeter. They're young, Leaky Black, and the rest of them. But that is going to be a heck of a game. It's time for Iowa and Illinois to start winning national games. Look at this. Back cut.
Ooh. Nate Johnson for the slam.
Boy, that was terrific. You know, Travis Steele loves to run back cuts out of timeouts. He did it in the overtime in a tight one with Eastern Kentucky. It didn't work for him, but he will run it, and he got it by Johnson.
DeJulius, no, follow denied. Williams tried to do it, and in what's been a highly competitive first half and a lot of hard cuts and attacks of the rim, we get Scruggs to the cup for 2 and a foul.
That's his god-awful defense by Cincinnati. Watch what Scruggs does. He beats DeJulius. Oh, I'm sorry. Backdoor first. You jump up. Johnson goes behind. And then the defense on Scruggs was just awful. He beats 1, 2, 3. 3 men he whips. Nobody squares their shoulders, and it's an and one. You better figure this out if you're Cincinnati. Keep your shoulders square to the ball handler and keep him in front, particularly a big, strong kid like Scruggs.
Who had the best shot at him on that run to the rim?
The man guarding the screener should have come over, and then Vaught should have just abandoned post and gone and squared up and gotten a charge. Now another bad defensive play, nobody getting to the front of the rim. Great play by Fremantle. Yep. Yeah, he just ran right down Main Street, Jason.
That's 7 in a row for Xavier. And a near takeaway. Ivanauskas underneath for 2. Ivanauskas, who beat Cincinnati last year with Colgate, beat him and then joined him as a transfer.
Yeah, it's amazing. He was really good second half, Ivanauskas was. Down on the low block mid-post. They got to get him going.
John Brandon was on his phone in like 15 minutes when he went to the transfer portal, remembering that Ivanauskas beat him last year in December. DeJulius didn't get it. Williams did for the slam.
See what happens when you don't let Xavier get to the rim? You can get turnovers, and you can then run your fast break.
Such an easy game, isn't it, sometimes?
It gets complicated. All right, right there. They kept guys in front.
Fremantle hemmed in. Steps through on the pass. Carter gave it up for one more. And a drive and floater won't go down. And a rebound for Cincinnati. And Adam Woods.
Williams lucky right there. Ball handler went right by him late clock.
What do you want from Cincinnati here?
Well, I'd like to see the big kid on the block, Ivanauskas on the left-hand block. I'd like to see them use him a little bit.
It is Vogt.
Good enough.
Step past Fremantle and rammed it in.
Good enough. Either one. When they play together, they'll go high-low. One will set a ball screen. The other will get on the block, and then they'll interchange. That time it was for Vogt. Vogt. John Voigt.
John Voigt. Double comes. Fremantle was watching for it. It's a look for three for Johnson.
This is a great offensive game. I mean, everybody's attacking. The ball isn't stopping. We're not wasting time and then getting to a high ball screen. Both sides, really good.
Again, it feels like a packed arena. They're playing like the arena is packed, and you can tell what courses through these guys playing in this game.
They love beating each other. I mean, let's just be honest. There's a little slip, ball's thrown high. He brings it down, gathers, and then his best jump fought around. Now, this is a shot you can live with if you're Coach Brandon. Hey, look, you want to lift up and shoot that. You're not beating us with that. Keep your man in front of you is what Coach is saying.
17 points a game for Nate Johnson, the transfer from Gardner-Webb. You see all the cutouts and some family and friends in the arena. 300 people or so, cheer squad as well. DeJulius on the kick. Ivanauskas off the iron. DeJulius wants another one. The reload. Ivanauskas, no. That's not a good pass.
That's a terrible pass. And when you throw a terrible pass against Cincinnati, you're going to have to guard transition, somebody attacking like Williams just did. Terrible pass.
Travis Steele trying to win another one against Cincinnati, up by 2.
Hey, Indiana football deserves to be in the playoffs. Put them in the playoffs. And look at Cheryl Cook right there. Cheryl Cook missed basketball in Indiana. And there they are, Seth, right there.
We have no cardboard cutout of them shaking hands, but they're there together.
I think Huggy just swore. Huggy just swore at Gillen, and Gillen tried to put his size 12 hat on.
Ouch.
He and I have the same size head.
You got Bruce Bochy going on over there.
Look at Huggy, a young Huggy. And Pete Gillen, when he was at Notre Dame, he was a fantastic assistant. I remember playing, he was on the sideline yelling, but Gillen did a heck of a job. Skip Prosser, you know, so many, Chris Mack, Sean Miller. I mean, they've had so many great coaches at Xavier. Bob Stack was there 100 years ago.
Yep.
Went to Wake Forest from here. Xavier's had such a great program. Number of pros. I remember
that picture of Huggins, by the way, looked like he was on set at a Jack Lemmon movie. You were going to say you remember what?
No, I was going to, well, don't fall in love with the 3. If you're Fremantle, sometimes a big guy makes one, he falls in love, he forgets who he is. Hey, can I tell you my favorite moment in this series? Rich Donnelly, who you know and you love. There's Huggy right there. Rich Donnelly, if you've ever seen The Chicken Runs at Midnight, that's Rich Donnelly's story. But Rich is a Xavier grad, and he sent me, as I was doing research, a story about the crutch game. 1968. Point guard Joey Pangrazio was thrown into the handicap section by UC guard Riley Wynn. Joey grabbed a lady's crutch and waffled Wynn right in the head. The crutch game lives on forever. Rich ordered 10 tuxedos for his wedding, and the guy in Cincinnati was a Cincinnati fan. Rich went to Xavier, and he started giving Rich heck about Xavier. Rich told him what to do with the 10 tuxes. Walked out, went downtown and canceled the order because Xavier Cincinnati angst. The crutch game.
That's a rivalry right there. You don't want to get waffled with a crutch.
No. That's awesome.
Oh, outstanding. Rich Donnelly, one of the greatest of all time.
All time.
Kunkel off the screen. No, sir, on the 3 and the rebound for Easton in Cincinnati.
Well, I'd like to see Cincinnati now with a little smaller lineup. I'd like to get the big They just spread it out, ball screen, pop, look at Vogt late. Not Vogt, Vogt late.
Vogt.
Excuse me, Cincinnati fans, Vogt.
DeJulius, no. Rebound Fremantle again.
Yeah, you cannot, both sides, you cannot let this become a dribble, 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 shoot a three contest. Ball's got to move, ball's got to be driven.
Tipped into the backcourt, Scruggs recovers. You see three-point shooting has not been fantastic, but getting to the rim has been the phrase of the day as Scruggs forced to give it up. Carter on the go. He's denied by Vogt. Carter fades and misses. Fremantle couldn't come up with a rebound. Cincinnati's got it on the floor, and we have a whistle and a timeout, Bearcats.
Boy, great hustle. Great hustle, and Vogt did exactly what he's supposed to do. He stayed down, kept the man in front of him, and DeJulius on the floor. Good stuff.
More than 30 seconds. Our teams combined 6-0 so far this year, and then coming up after our ball game, Kentucky and Georgia Tech. I had this game with Jay Billis last year. Josh Pastner's team trying to take down Kentucky in the top 25. Carl Ravitch, Jimmy Dykes with the call. Jimmy has already put in his request for this game not to go to overtime. We'll see what we can do for him to make sure they don't get joined in progress. But we're going to take it as long as we can now, Jimmy. Here's Vogt, little step through, no. And Cincinnati has 8 on the shot clock. DeJulius scrambling down the lane for 2.
Boy, that was great. DeJulius learned. He didn't settle. He drove, went around the big, chin on the rim.
How about Kunkel? You said it. He hadn't been. His waiver just came back yesterday. He hadn't been in a game, and he buries 2 threes.
Well, what Coach Steele tell us? He said the kid is really good. Really, really good, and he is showing out.
His dad actually played football at Kentucky. He's a former Wildcat. As a rebound fought for by Carter. Dan, I want to ask you, you got all these new guys. You got 3 guys coming back in your team. How do you figure out who gets the minutes here?
Well, Kunkel's going to stay in because he's making shots. Colby Jones deserves a little time because he came in and played well. But I don't think you can play Jones as long as you can play Kunkel, because Kunkel has been practicing number 1, and he's doing what he's used to doing, corner threes.
And he's played D1 basketball under the new Hall of Famer, Rick Byrd, by the way.
Yeah. Congratulations to Coach Byrd, one of the great guys in college basketball history.
Williams got the flyby. Line drive, no, sir. And
see
the rebound
how good
for
the
Johnson.
defense. I'm sorry, Jason. I get excited when I see good defense, and it was simple. They just kept the man in front of him.
Oh, Johnson for 3.
Yeah, keep this in front of you. Well, knock one in for 3. That was a terrible good shot.
What didn't you like about it?
Well, it was early in the clock. They could have ran it down and then gotten a shot, but when it goes in, it's a great shot. DeJulius
the kick. Eason, no. And this is out of bounds at the horn, so that will do it for a really entertaining first half. Every basketball game should be like this one.
Absolutely. Both teams going up and down. Nobody just hanging on to the ball. Attack, attack, putting pressure on the defense.
37-35. Xavier over.
All right, 37-35. Here we go. Second half. Team that gets defensively sound is going to win this game. You see the shooting percentages. Xavier has been able to drive the basketball and get it to the rim. Cincinnati has been able to drive the basketball and throw it up to their bigs. You see the 10 assists. Neither team, well, certainly not Cincinnati, has shot the ball well at all. Travis Steele and John Brannon are both going to try to teach their team no matter what happens. Ball screen, straight drive, square your shoulders, keep the man in front, and the team that does that will win this game.
Sounds great. 37-35, your halftime score. Glad to have you with us, Dan Dockich, Jason Benetti. Feast Week presented by Lowe's, and it's a pleasure to share a virtual game with you, Dan Dockich. I miss you. Our first game together this year.
Yeah, it's tremendous. I think we're probably the best broadcasting duo in the history of sport, so it's nice to be together early here in the season.
Thank you so much. You're genuine as always. The king of Indianapolis. Oh, back cut. Fremantle missed it on the doorstep.
Now, defensively, watch off the ball here. Too many times, the man with the ball has split two defenders. You have to stop the dribble, and you have to keep the three-point line, like right here. Little bit of a drive, penetrate, and an open three. Just because the help guy went too far, allowed a shooter to step in at the top of the key. Guarding your own, Jason, in this game, man, is huge.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, this is not a shirt that just says Boo Dockage. It says Booyah. It's for Stuart Scott here at V-Week. V.org/Stuart if you want one. They are awesome. We're glad to share them with you. There's two and a foul on the drive for the senior guard, Williams, for Cincinnati.
When Cincinnati guards and they keep the ball in front, as you see the Booyah shirt, they're able to get out in transition.
I mean, honestly, we miss Stuart Scott so much at ESPN. He was such a wonderful man. I never got a chance to meet him, but he was a part of my childhood. He was a part of all of our lives. V.org/Stuart if you want one of these shirts. They are fantastic.
Yeah, I saw Sage Steele wearing one today. You've got one on. And I personally, I watched SportsCenter for Stuart Scott. When Stuart Scott was on, I knew whatever happened, I was going to feel good.
We got a technical foul after the free throw make for Williams. So Doug Schaus, Clarence Armstrong, Jeffrey Clark will sort this out. And it looks like it's going to go against Cincinnati. Maybe Ivanauskas. We will sort out who it was on, but it was against Cincinnati, certainly. And Scruggs goes to the free throw line for Xavier and has the first.
Something happened at the top of the key with Ivanauskas, because they were separating. Let's look at the top of the key. Let's see what happens here. Ivanauskas is in there battling.
He was talking to Fremantle after the, and Fremantle's like, "What did I do?" And the answer was nothing.
That's a ridiculous call. I mean, that's just bad officiating. Schaus has been officiating long enough to know you don't give another team points just because two guys battling underneath had a conversation. That is just absolutely awful.
Fremantle, no, and what did we say at halftime about the officials letting them play all first half? I mean, that was absolutely true.
It was. It's been really well officiated, but my goodness.
Ivanauskas, a rainbow.
Good for Ivanauskas. You know what? Call technical. You get mad. You don't just sulk. You don't just push somebody. You play better. You play harder, and Ivanauskas just knocked one in.
You love that as a coach, don't you?
Love it. Love it.
Dwan Odom to the free throw line. Here it is.
Yeah, if you don't come out and guard the kid, he's going to knock it in. You see some confusion. Carter stayed underneath the screen, never got out. But good for Ivanauskas, and he should let everybody in the building know. Look, talking to each other, getting mad at each other, talking trash is a part of basketball. This isn't church.
Especially this game. I mean, especially this game. And I know it's gotten nasty at points, and they want to keep control, but there was no sign of anything going on.
This game has been the epitome of two teams playing really hard, two coaches coaching really hard without incident, and then a referee steps in and has to make it about himself for whatever the reason.
Hey, North Carolina, Iowa, Illinois, Duke coming up in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. That's Tuesday night, Carver Hawkeye Arena, the first site, and then Duke at Cameron Indoor against Illinois. Two sonic blockbusters coming for you on Tuesday night. And if they're anything like this, you're going to want to watch all of it. Fremantle for two. It's a two-point game again.
Oh, and a tremendous pass once again, stopping at the elbow by Odom.
Ivanauskas, another rainmaker. This one well short.
Don't fall in love if you're a big guy. You make one, don't fall in love. Don't forget what got you here.
That's basketball advice, not life advice. Scruggs scores. We're tied at 44.
Yeah, Scruggs, they've had a hard time, Cincinnati has, keeping him in front. He's so strong in the shoulders. When he gets you on a hip or on a side, you can't turn him back, and he just bullies to the basket.
DeJulius, no. Fremantle the rebound. Xavier can take the lead.
Xavier, I'd see something here for Scruggs in the middle of the floor. Let him get to the rim. He wants it right here.
Scruggs, no. And DeJulius tracks it down. Scruggs always wants it, I would contend.
He should.
DeJulius hops in for two. He's been really active as well, and we get a timeout after Cincinnati takes the lead back.
You know what? The #1 rule in basketball is see the ball. DeJulius got the basketball, drove it, and underneath the basket, Odom did not see the basketball, turned his head, and DeJulius made him pay. Number 32 in black. He's going to come out on number 0 in white, and watch his feet, all right? There's his feet. Watch what he does. Instead of short and choppy, and then watch underneath number 11, Odom is not going to see the ball. First a feet, a hop, and DeJulius takes advantage, and then Odom doesn't see the drive. He has his head turned, and he doesn't get outside the arc. That's exactly why Travis Steele called timeout. You cannot have defensive breakdowns on drives in this game.
What do you need instead of the hop, Dan?
You need short and choppy and your hands high. Great recovery and shot by Fremantle. You need short and choppy, hands high, so you're on balance. And then number 11, Odom, needed to open up, see the ball, and get outside of the arc to take a charge.
Fremantle sinks the three. It's Xavier by 1. 88th meeting all time. The Cincinnati series, a crosstown shootout, and Xavier trying to build on this lead with the senior who's just a basketball magnet, Paul Scruggs, and they're going to get Fremantle on a moving screen.
Yeah, he came out. Scruggs went a little bit too quick. Fremantle was moving as Scruggs was moving.
3 on Fremantle.
Now let's see. Here comes the screen. He turns. That's a foul.
Well, he gave him the old rear, too. He turned into him, gave him the backside.
Yeah, that's just an undisciplined play by Fremantle. All coaches know in that spot on the floor, the official is right there. And you have to be disciplined and get set and give the defender a step.
Love what Travis Steele said about him, though, how much he loves to play the game of basketball. He just go to the playgrounds in New York City, go to Rucker Park, go everywhere looking for a game. Cincinnati gets it down low, and that's denied by Griffin.
Oh, it was a great give and go. Old school. Give and go. Kuzi to Havlicek. That type thing. Griffin said no.
And his life. They lost John back in March. There's Debbie on the left, his brother Grant, who for a long time was a high school basketball coach. It's a major sports family in the city of Cincinnati, and for John Brannon to coach as he did with his dream job essentially in a new program and learn a new team and then have the pandemic hit, that guy has been through the absolute life ringer. And he's just a wonderful man over on that sideline, and it's very hard not to root for John Brannon and what he's done and what he's fought through.
Well, there's no question. He is a terrific guy. I knew him when he was a basketball player at Marshall, and just a wonderful guy, fantastic family.
And
I don't care how old you are. You lose your... Go ahead.
No, please, Dan, please.
I lost my dad when I was 51, 52 maybe, and I don't care how old you are, it's terrible. And then, you know, to see your father suffer through a terrible disease, you take over a new team, you're invested in that. You know, guys last year on Cincinnati were fighting him, and he held it together, and you know what, was great with his family and great with those kids that played for him last year. So credit to John, and credit his dad for bringing up wonderful kids, man.
Yeah.
It's that dad and mom.
And the good news on the sideline, if NE in 2020, is that Mom Debbie is doing well. She had her own health challenges. She was diagnosed with breast cancer and was dealing with a substantial issue to go along with that, too. She is, according to John yesterday, we chatted with him a little bit, she's been in recovery and in full health for the last 4 or 5 months, so that is a piece of good news for the Brannon family. There's Debbie next to brother Grant, who actually coached Xavier's Deontay Miles at Walton Verona High School. Grant gave up his high school coaching job to help administer care to his parents. because somebody needed to in the area, and Grant obviously and John very close with their family, and it's just great to see that Debbie's doing okay, and it hits even closer to home, this being the week for all of our friends and family at ESPN.
No doubt. Well said. Not much going on for Cincinnati.
That's a miss for Jeremiah Davenport.
Jason, that was the first totally dead possession that Cincinnati really had. Nobody was moving. Nobody was driving. Nothing going on.
Quiet possession there. By the way, if you can donate and you're able to donate, v.org/donate. If you have the opportunity to do so, you see it Stuart Scott Day as well. v.org/donate. It's touched all of us in some way, cancer has, and we would be remiss today without mentioning our friend and our colleague, Dick Vitale, and for how much he has done with his life and with his heart and his soul to bring help to those in need dealing with cancer in their family or in their own lives, and what he's done to help build the V Foundation here with ESPN as Cincinnati gets a three from Davenport to tie the ball game.
Hey, Davenport in the game against Lipscomb was the difference along with Williams in the second half. And Davenport is in there, not necessarily to make a bunch of threes, which he can, but to give great energy on both ends.
Kunkel wanted to drive. He was denied by Saunders. Nicely done on the defense for the freshman from Indy. Oh, Kunkel from Northern Kentucky, and not a great idea.
Davenport was great in that possession.
Mentioned Dick Vitale and what he's done with the V Foundation, and that's a guy who has boundless energy. I mean, just absolutely non-stop energy. Being around him is like being next to a comet. Huge Rays fan, but a huge fan of humanity, and thanks to Dick Vitale for everything he has done with the V Foundation and for college basketball.
His gala is incredible. The emotion, the money raised, the passion of everybody. And Dick wears himself out. I went a couple years ago. It was fantastic.
Tie ball game here under 13 to go in one of the best rivalries in college basketball. And it's almost unfair to rank it against other rivalries because this is its own beast in Cincinnati. Scruggs, no.
Well, that was well defended by Williams. Scruggs had to fade, not go at the rim.
How about Williams? He is so good at finding contact and getting his way to the line.
I think he got bailed out there a little bit, Jason. I think he got going left and kept going and going and going, and then he did a little underhand scoop, and I think he got bailed out.
But that's what I'm saying. I agree with you, but he like slithered in, leaned the body. I like that. It's crafty. It's guile.
Guts and guile, baby. Williams is that guy. There's no question. I mean, they need a bucket. Williams is going to go look to get it. Or if they can throw it up to Vaught.
Or vote. ACC Big Ten Challenge on ESPN and the ESPN app. Sonic Blockbusters. Iowa City first. UNC and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Fran McCaffrey on the sideline trying to get Iowa maybe to #1 in the country. And then Duke and Illinois from Cameron. Tom Izzo said, don't put an asterisk next to our win at Cameron. Don't do that. A win's a win. I don't care who was in the building.
You're darn right. I was texting with Tom about that. Who cares, man? That's Duke at Duke. Get out and vote.
Yeah, you're a month late.
Oh. Every guy with 30 followers on Twitter kills me. Because I mispronounce it once.
30-follower department. Yeah. Free throws coming for Griffin.
I love Griffin. Division II guy comes over. One phone call, right? I mean, that's what Travis Steele told us. He had Zach Hankins, who came from Division II. Griffin knew that, followed Xavier, got in the transfer portal. One phone call from Travis Steele to Griffin, and next thing you know, Griffin's an effective player for Xavier.
Yeah, he gave him the Zoom tour. He took him on FaceTime and gave him the tour of campus and said, you want to come? And he said, yeah, I want to come, and I'll rebound the heck out of it.
I was watching him pregame interact. You know, he's a mature kid. Like, he's a grad transfer, and he's just a kid. He was talking to referees. He's like, it wasn't his first time. Even though it's his, second game or sixth game in front of in a Division I game, he's a veteran kind of a thinker. He's a he's a mature kid.
You need that in your locker room, right? I mean,
100%. It's hard to be a grad transfer and come into a new team. Very hard. You have to have a level of maturity that most kids coming into college can't have. 2-3 zone
here for Xavier, yep.
Second possession. This zone bothered Xavier against Lipscomb. Bothered Cincinnati. Nope. Lipscomb threw a kind of a point drop 1-1-3 zone that they had never played before, and John Brandon said it really took them out of what they wanted to do, and Travis Steele on the other end is going to a more traditional 2-3.
You don't schedule a team in your first game in a pandemic that's going to throw a weird zone at you, but that's what happened as Griffin scores right at the rim. Xavier retakes the lead.
Man, a little ball screen rolled down the lane. Easy finish.
Second chance, no. Eason had an opportunity on the welcome mat and too strong. Kiki Tandy scoreless in the first half, and he's got his first two.
Hey, Travis Steele described him as a bucket getter. He's been averaging 17 over his last 3-4 games, and you saw right there, tough shot. Here's this zone. Let's see if they get in the gaps.
Just a miss defensively for Fremantle, and it got a wide open three for Davenport.
Boy, Davenport is such a game guy, and he plays with great enthusiasm.
He was the Cincinnati Player of the Year at Moeller High School, the powerhouse in so many athletics in Cincinnati. Family, tremendous basketball background. Now a one-point game. Kunkel shot seeking again.
A little surprised by that off the dribble.
Saunders for the lead. No.
Look at Davenport's hustle.
Wow.
You gotta love that kid, Jason. He'll probably knock this in.
Oh, just missed. Man.
Davenport.
What a game this is.
Davenport just brings it. You know this game means a lot to him. Moeller High School, Carl Kramer, one of the great high school coaches in the country. He's been brought up watching this game. You kidding me?
And a steal. Adams Woods whirling and scoring.
Adams Woods just dominated Kunkel going to the basket. Kunkel got turned around. He allowed Woods to go to his strong left hand. Terrible pass led to a bucket.
Lead changes galore in the 88th meeting of Xavier and Cincinnati. Clean game so far. Another spin. There's a whistle. Colby Jones draws it. Adams Woods put him in the old blender double D.
He spun him around. The old Bassomatic Saturday Night Live. Look, he spins him around. Goes to his left hand with the finish.
Blows. A whale of a ball game here. 56-55 Cincinnati Xavier. Coming up on Tuesday night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. The exclusive reveal of the College Football Playoff Top 25 presented by AT&T 5G. Gary Barta, the committee chairman, will be there joining Reese and the guys. Somebody put Luke Fickell and Cincinnati in the top 4. Please put Cincinnati in the top 4. They've won all their ball games. They're an extremely well-coached team, tenacious defense. Like, put them in the top 4. Chuck Maychuk, by the way, over on the left there, who got a technical foul from Radio Row in the NCAA tournament. A guy that I know they miss every day in Cincinnati. But put Luke Fickell and the football team in the top 4, Dan.
All right, who are you taking out? I'm not putting both Clemson and Notre Dame in. If Notre Dame beats Clemson, Clemson with 2 losses is out. If Clemson beats Notre Dame, beats them handily, I got Notre Dame out. They beat Clemson without Trevor Lawrence. I got to put Indiana or Cincinnati in as my 4th.
I'm with you. I know you're all about Tom Allen, as you announced yesterday on Twitter. Sadly for my mentions. 56 all, under 9 to go.
This is it.
Second half.
That's how they played late in the game to win the game against Lipscomb, right there.
Ivanauskas for 2. He has 8 in the second half, and it's Cincinnati by a pair.
Inside out with Ivanauskas starting on the left block is a good way to go about your business if you're John Brannon.
Fremantle, quick spin. That was a really agile spin. Ball ends up out of bounds. Cincinnati owns it.
Now you have to be disciplined enough if you're DeJulius and the rest of the perimeter guys for Cincinnati to at least give a look to Ivanauskas on the left block here. Or the right block, they had him.
Now he pops out. DeJulius looked him off, and we got a foul on that drive. Tighter whistle in recent minutes than we saw in the first, 25 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and I think that was a good call. Doug Schaus saw the defender getting up into the body of the offensive player, but that possession, they moved Ivanauskas around, but they had him on the right block. I'd go back to him on the block until Xavier can stop it, either block.
Williams got the jumper from the elbow.
Boy, that was nice. Williams squared up at the elbow. That's like a layup for modern players. He's been terrific.
What do you like most about him?
I just like that he plays hard on both ends, and he plays like a veteran, right? I mean, this is an intense game. On the court, it's crazy intense, and he's kept calm and delivered when he has been asked to do so. It's pretty nice right here, Jason. He catches it, holds it, squares up. Didn't need a dribble, didn't need anything. Just took his time.
That in the reverse. 60-56, Cincinnati by 4.
Need a good possession here if you're Cincinnati. I think the ball needs to go on the block.
Love this rivalry, love this game. Williams on the drive, got a floater, no. Scruggs clears the rebound. It may have to be him leading Xavier to come back.
Absolutely. Good call, Jason. Yeah, he put his head down. There was no stopping him. And again, Jason, he split the entire defense. Help has to be there early. Fake trap at Scruggs. Slow him down. Don't just let him go to the rim.
DeJulius hangs for 2 more.
That was a great shot by DeJulius going from his left to his right.
12 for DeJulius. Oh, Carter gave up the 3. He thought about it, now spins and gets rid of it. Scruggs was so excited to have the mismatch, he nearly went down. Fremantle missed it wide, and the rebound, Ivanauskas. Where are you going if you're Cincinnati?
Boy, he fell down, but Ivanauskas was going to get the ball. I'm going high-low with the 2 bigs. See if I can get either Vogt or Ivanauskas on the block.
Ivanauskas flares for 3. No.
Bad shot. That's just a bad shot. He had a guy running to him. They have not gone back to the block with Ivanauskas, and they need to.
Carter got it for 3. He passed it up last possession and sunk it there.
Jason, I feel like we haven't said Carter's name hardly at all. What a big-time shot. Little pick and pop. They gave him just enough room.
His second made field goal for the captain, the senior for Xavier. And there goes Williams again, creating contact by riding into the lane.
Well, you're right. And again, the defense bailed him out. You had him going to the second defender, which is the baseline, and just got too much body on Williams.
So going to be a 1-and-1. Hey, Monday Night Football, Josh Allen and the Bills against the 49ers still in that NFC hunt at 5-6 after beating the Rams on Sunday last week. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and ABC. And we got a foul against Cincinnati after the missed 1-and-1. Coverage, by the way, starts Monday Night Countdown at 6. Dan, you're not going to convince me this game's not going to come down to the last possession.
No, it's going to come down to the last possession. I think it's interesting, like Diarra is in right now. He just committed a foul. They're giving Ivanauskas a break. I don't think he needs a break. I think he needs the ball.
Scruggs pirouettes and scores again. Goodness gracious.
Oh my goodness, Scruggs. I thought he had Carter for a three. He just kept spinning, driving, scoring.
Travis Steele has said about Scruggs, he's the guy that gives you your identity. And he's going to be the guy that's going to give him a win, it seems like, if they do today.
Absolutely. I mean, he's going to hear Williams.
Nice defense, Fremantle. Odom the pitch ahead. And a foul called. 2 free throws coming for Xavier and Johnson.
Hey, let's watch Scruggs here. Played for a great high school coach in Kyle Simpson at Southport High School in Indianapolis. Really knows how to play, particularly in the middle of the floor. How many defenders did he beat? I'll tell you, 3. 1, 2, 3 right there. There's a 4th leaning in. I told you this in the first half. The help defenders have to be in the gap early. When you're there late, you saw what happens. You just reach. Reaching does not work on this kid right here.
It would seem to me, though, that in game 2 of the season, that's one of the things that's difficult to shore up this early in a year.
Yeah, because the game is faster. You know, you've worked help and recover drills where I'm basically helping on a drive, then I'm recovering to a shooter. You've done it a million times, but a game makes players forget.
7 in a row for Xavier. 3-point lead for the Musketeers. Vogt, tough pass to catch. Vogt got it for 2.
Boy, Vogt was left one-on-one with Fremantle. Carter could have helped off Diarra. He chose not to, and Vogt just too big.
Carter. Oh, you know, when you don't pull it the first time, Dan,
right.
How often do you see it?
Hey, Steph Curry can do that. His brother can do that. Pros can do that, but Carter can't do that. Not late in this game. Watch this. Watch all these defenders. All right? It's against Carter. Excuse me. Fremantle doesn't come over. And by not coming over, the much bigger Vogt just dominated Carter. You have to help off Diarra.
Foul called. And free throw coming for Cincinnati, at least one. Front end from Diarra. Missed it. Rebound Fremantle.
I'm looking at Scruggs. Ball screen, go to the rim, create for yourself or others.
He tried to do it all alone, and Fremantle cleaned it up.
But it was the same thing. He split 3 defenders. They all came to him. The ball's loose, and because Fremantle's defender went to help, he picks up the loose change.
The confidence Scruggs is playing with right now is through the roof.
Should be. He's the best player on the court. I'm telling you, Diarra being in the game isn't great.
He can't find anybody to pass to. Now Vogt, tough shot. Diarra got the offensive rebound.
Good for him. He had struggled.
DeJulius the kick. The 3 for the tie. Adams Woods, no dice. And it's going to be Cincinnati ball out of the timeout. The 88th meeting once again is a white knuckle ride in the Queen City of Ohio. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's, home for the holidays. New Year's Day semifinals. The All-State Sugar Bowl, the Rose Bowl game. Nice sign. Xavier is not ranked in the college football playoff. I love Cincinnati Xavier.
This has been the nicest Cincinnati Xavier. A phantom technical. Other than that, too nice.
Yeah, it's a rivalry that's needed less cowbell in the past, which is rare. 3-point game. Great heart and energy in the game all day long so far. Adams Woods to the rim and denied by Carter in a shot clock violation.
Jason, that entire possession, I was watching off the ball, and every guy for Xavier kept his man in front. Right here, end of the clock. You see Carter moves his feet, makes somebody shoot over you, not around you. That's what that possession was. Same thing on this end, though, because Scruggs is going to drive it. Odom will drive it.
It's the freshman Odom to the rim, and he got contact. How about that? Some gumption from Odom.
That was kind of the same thing. Pretty good defense. Odom spun, did what on the other end Williams has been doing, and got bailed out with a foul.
College basketball all day long. Villanova, Texas was outstanding. Next, Kentucky, Georgia Tech. John Calipari does not lose to his former assistants. Josh Pastner is in that category. 5 Eastern time coming up shortly. Carl Ravitch, Jimmy Dykes with the call. And we look forward to that ball game. Certainly, even though Kentucky lost a couple in a row, the Richmond Spiders took them down. Should be a great one. 69-64 here with 2 and change to go.
Cal loses this one, he's going to start running out of opponents he won't play. He won't play Indiana, they beat him. He won't play Evansville, they beat him. He'll never play Richmond again. He's going to run out of opponents. He keeps getting beat in non-conference games.
Is that your phone ringing I hear in the background?
Key here, stay in front, don't bail him out.
Williams missed the 3.
Great defense by Scruggs. His hands were up, Jason, but they were back. He didn't have to lift them any higher when Williams went up for the 3, and he was in position not to let the ball driven past.
Odom on the gas pedal. Odom draws a foul. It's against Vogt on a late whistle.
Ooh, that'll make you put back things you never stole. That was pretty good defense. Holy cow.
Got the hand.
I suppose.
You wouldn't have called that. Vogt's fouled out. That's number 5 for Cincinnati center. So, yeah, that's a real tough foul.
I'm going to rescind my that's a terrible call because our angle, even on a replay, wasn't good enough for that. So a tie goes to the referee. That could have been some hand.
Here's another look for you.
Good call. I stand corrected.
I like that. Officials can have a meeting and then change their call. You just had a meeting with yourself. I like it.
Yeah, that was bad commentating by me.
Odom got the free throw. How about this young man from Alpharetta, Georgia, who went to the same high school as Kobe Simmons, Kaiser Gates, some Xavier history there. He's wanted the ball in his hand last couple minutes here, Dan.
Yeah, he sure has. I mean, and that's a big help to Scruggs, right? So you cannot focus just on Scruggs. Now the question is offensively here. I've got to go down low to the big.
It's DeJulius, and he scores. Little English for him.
Boy, DeJulius has played really, really well. He just took the ball left hand and went through the entire Xavier defense. Got play without fouling
here
here,
for
Jason.
Xavier. What's that?
You've got Odom, but it's going to be the guy with the ball in his hands. You're going to have to guard him this entire possession, Scruggs.
Scruggs had it, blocked. Williams got there. He had a man in the corner, didn't throw it there.
His head was down, and Williams was up to the task.
Williams staggering through the lane, and they're going to say Xavier basketball. That was very close. Scruggs can't believe it. He thinks it might be, Cincinnati basketball, I should say. I misspoke there. It is Cincinnati basketball still, but they are going to take a look at it. Did Scruggs get a piece on the way by?
Yeah, that angle, like you can't tell, obviously. Look at from that angle. Now that angle was blocked, but the referee, Doug Schaus, had a great vision on it. If he missed the call, then he just missed it because he had the best look that you could possibly have.
Right now it is Cincinnati basketball. They would have to have enough evidence to overturn. Take a look. See if the ball redirects off Scruggs.
I can't tell. I mean, if I'm a Xavier fan, I say it didn't. If I'm a Cincinnati fan, I say, look, it redirects.
And as we zoom in, you know, Dan, he turns his hand over as if, yeah, it looks there like that is pretty conclusive that he did touch it, at least to me. What do you think?
I cannot tell one way or the other. Whatever they call here is fine, but I think Doug Schaus was in the right position, and whatever he called, I think should stand, which is Cincinnati ball. I mean, I don't know how you get a look at it from what we've seen that is any better a look. See the official right there. He is literally right here, and his eyes are on the ball. You see he's a direct line to it, so whatever he called, I got to go with.
It is going to be Cincinnati basketball. They did initially point to Cincinnati. I just had one of those moments where the official points at the wrong team. Everybody had it. 70-66.
Yeah, I mean, look, officials, Doug Schaus is a great official, and he's right there. He made the call. You got to go. Nice back cut.
Yeah, it was. Adams Woods going to the free throw line.
Boy, just a little overreaction defensively by Johnson, and Adams Woods just put his foot in the ground, changed direction, and a great pass. Got him to the line. This is an easy inbounds play. Just watch his right foot, boom, plant, change direction, get fouled.
That's good running back stuff right there. Missed another free throw.
Well, you make this one, you've got it back to a one-possession game, and that's all you're trying to do in the last minute when you're down. Keep it at a one-possession game.
And
now, you don't have to foul. You just play defense. Keep your man in front of you.
1 minute to go. Cincinnati Xavier. Carter. Freemantle. Got it, and a foul.
Freemantle with the fake. Sent the big guy out of the play, and then a little touch foul from behind. If you're going to foul Freemantle, I'm sorry, but you have to knock him into the Skyline Chili signs under the basket. Watch this nice bounce pass, big ghost pass, and just a little touch foul by DeJulius. You've got to darn near knock Freemantle down and not let him get an and one.
Lane violation. Wow. No
Freemantle went over the line.
How about Travis Steele arguing that the ball was in already when he went over the line? Travis Steele, who when he first saw Freemantle, he went to Google and checked to see what his offers were because he couldn't believe that people weren't on him. He had mid-major offers, and then he went and got him after watching him at the Peach Jam. 5-point lead. DeJulius.
What a shot. Still don't have to foul. 3-point lead, 46. You just play good defense, get the ball back, and push.
So you would not foul here?
I just wouldn't. You know, you have 2 free throws here. You have a one-possession game. You know, you just play defense, get the ball, push, either get 2, fine, or maybe you draw a kick for an open 3. But now they're in the bonus plus.
Carter's first free throws. Brandon decided to lengthen the game here. Xavier so far 15 for 19 from the line. Carter 9 for 10 this season, and he missed.
Well, again, same thing. If he misses, you just push. If he makes, you push. Get something going with DeJulius to the rim, and if help comes, find the next, and maybe you find yourself with an open 3. But a 2 is fine right here, quick.
And we have a timeout called by Cincinnati with 38.4 to go. So it's a 4-point game. John Brannon will talk it over. Where would you go if you're Cincinnati? We'll find out after we chat with Kevin Connors and Seth Greenberg. Kevin?
Yes, Jason. Kentucky, Georgia Tech coming up next. Coach Terrence Clark, a freshman you need to know.
Yeah, Terrence Clark can really score. He's got to take better care of the basketball. He's going to play against the backcourt of Jose Alvarado and Michael Devoto. They're going to try to get up and under this Kentucky offense.
Carl Ravitch, Jimmy Dykes in the on-deck circle waiting for our finish. But for now, back to Jason and Dan.
Kevin, thank you. All right, Dan, you've had a chance to think about it now. If you're Cincinnati, what are you doing here?
If I can, I would like to throw the ball directly on the block to number 25. You see right there, if I can. If not, I want the ball to the top of the key and driven quick. However you want to get somewhere to the top of the key. Inbound it either on the block, the left block, you see right where that guy is walking. If you can do that, then you're in pretty good shape. If not, top of the key with a ball screen, drive it right, put a shooter in the right-hand corner.
Cincinnati and Xavier, the 88th meeting in this city. Tough to inbound it.
Yeah,
it does go to
set.
Ivanauskas.
Nobody cut one the ball. They just walked and got bailed out again.
Odom can't believe it, Dan. They got a foul, and Williams going to the free throw line.
Jason, on that inbounds, people just drifted. And when you just drift, you enter the ball in a bad spot, and you see everybody's reaching. When you reach, you foul. You can complain about it all you want if you're Xavier, but you can't reach on a drive. You just can't.
Missed free throw. We have a whistle on the free throw. Let's see.
Two. They got two. They
Two
got another
free
one
throw.
coming.
That's right.
All right, now you make this 3-point game. I would trap a few times, and then if they get it across half court, you can look to foul. I wouldn't let this go down. Oh,
he missed
now
both.
You got to foul. Now you got to foul.
Absolutely. And they do there with 29.5. Davenport gives the foul, and Xavier's going to get 2 free throws. And the celebration, at least a mini one, is on the sideline for the Musketeers.
Yeah, they need to slow that down. You got to go ahead and you make 2 free throws here. Now you're in business. You play everything at the 3-point line. Somebody driving for a 2 doesn't hurt you if you're Travis Steele. You make 1 here, and now you're talking about you got to guard everything because a 2 makes it a 1-possession game.
How about Scruggs? You want a guy who wants it bad, the ball, the win, the whole deal? It's number 1.
All right, now you got to play the 3-point line. 6-point game. Hey, look, if they get a 2, 4-point game, still 2 possessions.
Williams in a hurry lost the ball. It's on the sideline, and Cincinnati has turned it over at Xavier basketball.
Well, DeJulius fell down after the driver in the lane fell down, and what Xavier did was showed their hands the entire time. They did not bail Cincinnati out, Jason, with a foul. Very disciplined by Xavier right there, causing a turnover.
Timeout is there. So Xavier has a bundle of timeouts left. They have a couple remaining now, and Cincinnati with 1. 24.1. Dan, I think it's pretty easy to say these are 2 very well-coached basketball teams.
There's absolutely no question. You know what? And Scruggs helps Travis Steele out immensely, Jason. I mean, he's a veteran kid. He's played in big games. I mean, his high school at Southport, they used to pack the place. I mean, Joey Brunk from Indiana was on his team. They had a big-time following, #1 in the state, so he's used to this kind of stuff all the way through his career. He's played in these games when they have been packed houses, and really, he is the comfort guy for everybody that is either on Xavier's team or a fan of Xavier. You know, he's going to be all league, in my opinion. He'll be up for whatever, all district, that kind of stuff. He's big time at the end, Paul Scruggs.
I'm going to say this, and anybody watching the game who's not watched him play is going to realize that it makes total sense that he had 3 older brothers when he was younger who told him over and over again he was too small. He plays like a guy that got told that over and over again. Yeah, and, you know, he plays like a guy that had older brothers beating on him, too. Because he's a tough kid. I mean, hey, I had an older brother. I know what they're about. They beat on you. Sounds like the Dockage household was real well put together. Kentucky, Georgia Tech starting right now on ESPN News. We'll join that. Carl Ravitch, Jimmy Dykes at the end of this ball game. For now, Xavier will try to inbound it with 24.1 up by 6.
No, you got to sprint to get over. There you go.
It's Odom, the freshman, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Odom was good down the stretch. I mean, he was not afraid. You know, he comes in, and the first thing you read about him is a natural-born leader.
He didn't immediately defer to Scruggs on a couple possessions. He took the ball and went to the rim instead of saying, here, you're the senior, you take it, go.
Right here is how you build trust with your teammates, too. You know, a lot of guys, there's a lot of 3 o'clock hitters. The game starts at 7.
KG hitters.
A lot of those guys. A lot of first. Hey, man, he's averaging 20 in the first half. Really? All right. I think Odom has showed to me anyway that in, you know, certainly the biggest non-conference game they're going to play, that he's not afraid of the moment. And not just because of that free throw, but because of how he played, as you said, earlier in the half.
Absolutely. 76-69. Kevin in the studio, what you got?
Yeah, Jason, as you just said, we want to let you know Kentucky, Georgia Tech just underway from Atlanta right now. You can see the start of that game on ESPN News. And, of course, when we go final in Cincinnati, you'll see it here on ESPN. Jason?
Kevin, thank you very much.
Can you imagine the complaining Kentucky fans are doing right now?
Oh, especially you're on their screen right now. Dan Dockage interrupted a Kentucky game is like DEFCON 1000.
Oh, yeah. Cal, he'll never go back to Bloomington. He got beat there. He'll never play Richmond again. They beat him. Evansville is never, ever on the schedule again.
Here, 76-69. Xavier by 7, trying to win their 6th in the last 8 tries in this series. That Cincinnati leads overall 51-36. But man, they're all close. They all have their moments. They all have fun, and some of them have anger. It's one of those series. If you've never been to one, when everything opens up, you gotta go to a Xavier Cincinnati game.
Hey, after the game, is it Dana's? Is that where Travis went last year and spent $1,000? Go to Dana's. Coach Steele buying. If they win.
I don't know it's open today, considering what we're dealing with, but he's a generous man, Travis Steele.
I did look it up, and it is closed, but go to Steele's house.
I don't think that's an open invitation you're allowed to pass along.
I had so much fun with Travis and Kellen Sampson, Coach Sampson's son, when I was at Indiana the 1 year. Travis is a great guy. So is John Brannon, and obviously this is a monster win for Xavier.
8-point game, one last 3, no good for Davenport. Xavier's got the rebound, and the Musketeers are going to own Cincinnati for one more season. They run away late. Scruggs and Xavier 77-69. What a game once again, Double D.
Yeah, fantastic. And you see the emotion. I mean, this is a monster game that gets talked about sometimes forever, but certainly for the rest of this year.
77-69, your final score for our entire crew. He's Dan Dockage. I'm Jason Benetti. Now to Atlanta, Jimmy Dykes.